Hello 咁多位，咁啊今日咧我就喺而家邊度咧？我而家就喺英國 ATC 嘅廠入邊嚟到呢一個應該係從來未開放過嘅 ATC 自己嘅 listening room， 咁就聽咩咧？就聽呢一對喇叭啦。呢一對咧就係 ATC 慶祝成立50週年終極推出嘅紀念喇叭，就係叫做 EL50啦。咁啊價錢咧好易記嘅啫，大概50萬度啦。咁今日咧我就會同大家嚟個正式嘅 review， 咁啊同大家講解下呢對喇叭有啲咩嘢特別嘅地方，有啲咩技術係同之前嘅 ATC 喇叭唔同，同埋咧嚟個現場試聽啦。咁啱睇嘅朋友咧記得訂閱啦。ATC EL50就係慶祝廠方成立50週年嘅紀念作啦。除此之外咧，全球亦都係只係生產50對嘅啫。喇叭嘅規格咧就係由 SCM50 演化出嚟嘅。咁 SCM50咧對於 ATC 嚟講係一個非常之重要嘅型號啊。同埋大家見到呢一個橢圓形嘅樣咧，概念亦都係嚟自2006年廠方推出嘅 EL150 特別版。喇叭個樣咧同而家呢一個 EL50 係基本上一樣嘅，不過嗰陣時咧就係一對超級大嘅喇叭，係用15寸低音同埋150聲容積嘅雙體啊！哇！呢張相我08年影啊，大家幾後生。咁當然 EL50咧就容易入屋好多啦。喇叭係擺好咗啦，唔使開箱啦。咁實際上你見到佢嘅大細咧，就我企喺隔離，咁我就170啦，咁所以其實佢又唔係真係好矮嘅。咁但係佢係好淺嘅啫，即係鵝蛋型咁樣。佢點樣可以即係令到佢企得穩咧？佢嘅腳咧係已經到有個金屬嘅腳前後咁樣撐出嚟，同埋個 amp pad 係擺喺下邊啊嘛，所以個重心會比較低啲。其實咧 SCM50 已經係非常之靚嘅喇叭嚟㗎啦。咁啊，同呢一對不惜工本去做嘅 EL50 究竟嘅分別喺邊度咧？嗱，先講相同嘅地方啊，相同嘅單元配置，相若嘅雙體容積，相同嘅功率，但係除此之外咧，其他嘢差唔多全部都升級晒。第一眼望落去咧，成個樣完全唔同嘅。雙體上有啲咩心思花咗落去咧？嗱，雙體咧係用手工對花嘅歐洲胡桃木，前掌板再加埋 Nipper 嘅皮革啦。雙體咧係佢哋喺英國自家廠房人手生產嘅。實物體咧真係好靚嘅。但係呢個箱咧就由方頭方腦就變咗做橢圓形。咁橢圓形咧最好嘅地方就係可以將聲箱繞射咧徹底咁樣泯除，冇咗嘅咁滯。同埋咧，因為個箱體嘅形狀唔同咗咧，所以佢嘅低頻下潛力亦都會因為咁樣而多咗。比起 SCM50 咧係多咗6個 dB 嘅，好明顯嘅改善嚟嘅。我相信一般嘅聆聽咧係唔需要用超低音，佢都已經落到好低㗎啦。咁做呢個橢圓形嘅箱體究竟有咩難度咧？咁我揾嚟廠方設計師 Richard Newman 咧同大家講解下。
We do have experience already in forming curved cabinets, but with the EL50, of course, the curvature is much more severe, much more complex than normal. We hand layer up all the laminations, form into these what we call nosings or leaves. They're kind of like two halves of the cabinet. We work with a partner that has a 5-axis CNC, so we then take those nosings. Again, pull them down onto another former under pressure and then CNC all the fine details out of the cabinet so that they're very, very accurate. Mechanically, it's a really great structure.
雙體容積係50聲啊，咁啊夾一隻9寸嘅單元啊，呢個係咪廠方覺得係最好嘅平衡點咧？
That's a very good question. There's actually, I'm going to tell you a little secret, there's probably a little bit more than 50 litres in the EL50, just marginally. The 9-inch SL, 50 litres is a perfect volume for it. It works well with a little more sometimes. So you'll remember in the past we've done SCM70s, and even our anniversary 50s actually have slightly more cabinet literage. When we do that, we shorten the port tube and change the tuning a little bit. And the EL50 is a bit more in that direction, slightly more volume in there, a slightly shorter port tube. So yeah, it works well in 50 litres, but the drive unit can actually be aligned and you can get great results between 50 and probably 60, 70 litres even sometimes. 咁佢係一個有圓嘅喇叭啦，所以個 amp pad 就擺咗喺後邊。但係個 amp pad 咧係好靚咁樣收咗入去喇叭個箱體入邊，所以咧你望落去佢係唔會突咗嗰啲散熱器啊，又唔會突咗嗰啲手柄出嚟嘅。咁啊，當然佢係有信號線入啊，同埋有呢個電源線入啦。咁我哋睇睇個 amp pad 啦，因為呢個 amp pad 咧係全新設計嘅。你開關掣咧 fuse 啦 ，IC 電源閘，電壓230V，有線控開關，當然亦都有平衡嘅信號輸入啦。Pin size 咧就係1地2正3副，仲有咧就係輸入靈敏度可以有2級俾你校嘅。
分別咧就係1 volt 同埋2 volt。咁至於隔離嗰個 factory calibration 咧，你就唔好搞佢啦。咁擴音機咧入邊最重要咧就係全新設計，咁有2樣嘢係特別好值得講。第一咧就係呢一份電子分音嘅模擬有源擴音機咧，佢係用4階分音嘅。以往佢哋做2階分音個零件就已經好似成部擴音機咁大啦。而家做4階嘅話，佢點樣可以令到個 size keep 翻咁細咧？就係因為佢哋自己已經買咗一啲表面焊接嘅機器，佢哋可以自己做埋呢一份擴音機嘅線路板。咁因為有表面焊接嘅幫助之下咧，就可以將一啲複雜嘅線路變得細塊啲，同一時間咧就 keep 翻個質素。
Now, we built second order and fourth order versions of the new amplifier to do listening tests on and see which one we liked best. You know, on paper, the fourth order one configuration is better because it means that each drive unit has essentially can have better power handling because it has less low frequency energy sent to it, the mid-range, for instance. The filters are more accurate, there's less overlap, and therefore the drivers are more optimally operating within the region where they perform their best. So, you know, we did a lot of work on it, but the fourth order filters were the preferred approach, both when we listened to the speaker and when we measured it, so there was no question really. And as you mentioned, going surface mount meant that we no longer had the hurdle of real estate being a problem. We were able to look at that circuit block, optimize it, miniaturize it somewhat, and then replicate it where necessary inside the amplifier.
因為佢入邊係有3份 M 啦，咁3份 M 以往啊，佢都係1隻火牛應付晒，但係呢一部就唔係啦，呢一部咧佢入邊係有4隻橫牛啊，咁就分別係照顧當然係低音嗰部分嘅 M 啦，中音嗰部分嘅 M 啦，同埋高音嗰部分 M。另外仲有多一隻咧就係負責其他線路嘅 M，呢個咧就係應該係 ATC 從來都未試過做到咁奢華、咁靚、咁 high end 噶啦。
The 3 transformer idea is something we've had for a while, and the idea is that you can have not only 3 power amplifiers in the back of your Triamp, but actually kind of 3 mono power amplifiers, you know, kind of like tri-mono setup. When you've got a single transformer with 3 different amplifiers off it, there's the possibility of intermodulation distortion from the kind of interaction between the windings on each channel. With this situation, that's not the case at all. It's also, it does have more headroom, like I say, and compared to our current amp pack, this thing can put out more than the rated power on each channel simultaneously without any issues.
放大功率咧都係同SM50一樣嘅，放大嘅方式咧都係 Class AB， 咁啊再加上佢係有源又擺喺個 M 後邊，咁我哋睇睇究竟佢個溫度係點樣啦。咁而家咧就室溫係25度嘅，咁大家見到咧而家最熱嘅地方咧就係個暖氣啦，係咪？85度啊，唔好掂喎，辣親手喎。咁喇叭就喺呢度，嗱喇叭你會見到佢嘅下半截咧都係熱熱地嘅，不過咧26度到啫，所以唔需要擔心話驚即係熱到啲木有影響啊。咁啊睇下份 M 咯喎，咁而家已經開咗成個幾鐘頭冇停過㗎啦。佢嘅溫度 heatsink 最熱嘅部分係41度左右啦，啲木係28、29度嘅啫，摸落去基本上係微微咁樣暖咯。呢個 Ampeg 係穩定嘅，其實 ATC 近啲可能10年到佢哋嘅 Ampeg 嘅溫度都唔係好高，所以大家可以用得放心。測量啦 ，ATC 咧近年就購入咗 Cripple Near Field Scanner， 一個非常之精準嘅喇叭測量儀器啊。呢個測量儀器點樣幫到呢一對 EL50更加之好聲咧？
It's an amazing device because it's so accurate that if there's any kind of cabinet resonances or any kind of diffraction effects or anything like that, they're just there to see. Now, thankfully, with the L50, it measures really, really well, and there was none of those artifacts. So the near field scanner was used more for just ensuring that the anechoic response set optimally flat as a starting point for us. We've loved having the scanner. It's been an amazing bit of kit. I'm going to certainly be using that a lot more on future developments. In fact, it's already becoming very, very indispensable, I think. Yeah.
呢對喇叭夾啲咩器材咧？可能大家都想有興趣知道啊！咁啊有黑膠唱片啦，咁但係當然都有數碼嘅。其實佢後面仲有幾部機嘅，不過咧就冇擺到過嚟。咁今日我試咧就都係用翻串流嚟做 reference 啦。串流咧就係用 Roon 嘅 Nucleus 嘅 Room Server， 跟住解碼咧就係用 DCS 嘅 Bartalk， 前級咧就用翻佢哋自己嘅 SA2， 咁都係一個好簡約嘅系統嚟嘅。嗱今日咧我嚟到呢度咧就冇辦法帶到平時錄音嗰啲咪啦。咁所以咧就錄音效果會爭少少嘅，但係現場聽咧我就一定會聽到佢嘅效果，一陣同大家講。Say you say
sound of silence.
From the chandelier. I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever when you Now you're back from outer space. I just walk into find a heat without sight.
好，今日講下個聲啦。首先第一樣要講嘅，可能大家都估到噶啦，就係個喇叭箱完全徹底咁樣隱咗形啊！播出嚟嘅聲場咧，比起任何 ATC 嘅喇叭都更加立體、更加透明。聲場咧又深又遠，穿牆過壁噶啦。中央結像咧極度精準啊！聽人聲係一個櫻桃小嘴，高度亦都適中。但係播一啲大爆棚、有氣勢嘅音樂咧，佢唔單止規模感強勁喎。低頻咧就因為雙體嘅幫助之下咧，氣勢係好宏偉嘅，低音下潛力明顯增強，而且有 punch 感之餘咧，亦都有彈性啊，係非常之好聽嘅低音嚟噶。佢係有 SM18 或者 SM110嘅嗰種台型啊，而呢一種聲音咧，好多呢一種簽有型嘅坐地喇叭咧係做唔到啊。咁啊，受惠全新設計嘅電子分音同埋獨立環牛供電啦。另一樣好容易聽到嘅強項就係佢聲音密度明顯提升咗，質感又提升咗，所以就做到有氣勢又有優勢啦。而且仲有少少 high end 喇叭先有嘅嗰種空氣感啊！我相信啲講究音效或者係要求有高級感嘅朋友呢，應該都會中意嘅。而好老實，呢一樣嘢一直都唔算係 ATC 嘅強項啊，但係呢一對喇叭做得到啊！咁至於開大聲嗰陣時要好刺激、好過癮、好爽勁、好直接呢。呢一樣咧就係 ATC 嘅強項啦。咁我可以話俾你聽，呢一對喇叭係極度輕鬆咁樣超班完成啊！好啦，賺到佢咁犀利啊，咁佢有啲咩不足呢？咁我又講嗰句啦，每次我測試產品咧，我都會講少少產品嘅不足啦，因為呢個世界上冇完美嘅產品嘅，咁希望各方明白啦。但係呢一對喇叭喺我嘅標準嚟講呢，我淨係諗到兩樣嘢啫。第一就係佢對訊源嘅要求比起其他 ATC 喇叭更加之高。訊源有啲咩古靈精怪嘢，或者稍為有少少質素不足呢，你都可以好似放大鏡咁樣聽得一清二楚。佢係好有 potential， 但係你個 source 俾唔足佢呢，你就好想換咗前面嗰啲機佢噶啦。咁第二樣我想講嘅呢，就係我望住呢對喇叭，我係諗起一個網民惡搞 iPhone 嘅廣告。嗰個廣告呢，就係話 iPhone 貴唔係佢嘅缺點，而係我哋嘅缺點。好老實，雖然我係 ATC 嘅 fans 兼且用家。咁但係咁多年，因為工作嘅關係咧，其實我都聽過唔少 ultra high end 嘅喇叭嘅。我真係冇諗過 EL50呢一對喇叭可以去到呢個層次。佢唔單止係製作精良啊，同埋用料好靚啊，佢喺成個放大技術上面咧係有一個明顯嘅進步嘅。當然呢一對喇叭佢係限量啦，同埋佢都係可能唔係好多人負擔得到啦。咁但係我係好深信。ATC 設計完呢一對 EL50之後呢，佢哋之後出嘅新產品，每一件產品都一定會有一個長足嘅進步，為我哋呢班 fans 帶嚟更加多嘅驚喜。好啦，咁今日咧就同大家實試呢一個 ATC 50週年紀念版喇叭咧，就介紹嚟到呢度為止啦。中意我哋拍片嘅朋友俾個 like 我哋啦，未訂閱我哋 channel 嘅記得訂閱啦，訂閱咗之後記得撳住 channel 隔離嘅鐘仔，有新片出你第一時間收到通知。好啦，咁啊，下次有機會就再試下去啲唔同嘅地方、唔同嘅廠家度同大家聽下 HiFi 啦。下次見，拜拜。